Hey, everybody.
What's going on, Jerry?
It's that time.
Is it that time?
It's that time.
What time is it?
It's time for Jerry and J. Rob Cover It All.
Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. Glad you guys on podcast and YouTube. Appreciate you dialing in and listening to us and giving us an opportunity to talk to you for a little bit.
Absolutely.
I think we enjoy doing this probably more than you enjoy listening to it, but we're going to do it regardless. So we do appreciate the support and you checking in with us, the subscribers and whatnot. So thank you very much. How'd your week go?
My week went well.
Yeah.
Busy, of course, but when is it not busy?
That's true.
We got some rain at the beginning of the week, so that was nice. A couple of days where the weather wasn't so terribly hot.
Right. Well, you guys were in the hospital last week with some family. How's that going now?
Yeah, last weekend we were in the hospital with my granddaughter who has some health issues, but she got dehydrated and was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Declining pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
So we took her in on Saturday morning, and she spent Saturday, Sunday, and most of Monday there. But they seem to have got her fixed up, and she's on track. We are going to be meeting with the surgery team in a few weeks to get some of those heart defects worked on.
Yeah. If you guys are in the praying business, we would appreciate a prayer for her. That's Emmy, and she could use your prayers for sure for upcoming procedure she's got going on. So a lot of stuff happening, a lot of work.
Yep. And I could go on and on about all the different troubles and trials and things that we face, but we don't have enough time in one show to cover it all. But I will say this: God is good all the time, and we are blessed beyond measure.
That's right. It doesn't fit you to complain about it.
Right.
That's not in your wheelhouse. So one of the things I like about you, you're always upbeat no matter what, even when things are falling apart. We're still moving forward, right? So today we're going to, first off, I got a special guest I want to introduce you to.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're going to like this.
Okay. Well, I didn't see anybody come in. Who are we talking about?
She came in. You just didn't see her.
Oh, all right.
She's pretty petite. Oh, there she is.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at here. Thanks, studio audience. Look at here. We got Jolene. Jolene the raccoon. Look at that guy. She's so cute.
You have wanted a raccoon since I met you.
I think they're pretty cool. But I will say, there you go. She was orphaned, and it just so happened that nobody could take care of her, and it just kind of fell in our lap. So it was kind of cool. Got to take her on, and we've been feeding her and keeping her well. And anyway.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a raccoon.
You gonna fatten her up to look like Mr. Bond? Fat raccoons are cute.
Well, they may be cute, but we can't do that, Jerry. Come on. How about you? You've been working on your health a little bit?
I have been working on it.
Okay.
And this week I did pretty well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty well?
Pretty well.
Just kind of okay?
Just
well,
kind of okay.
We're not perfect. That's what's the good part about it, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing that about it is I can recognize that I can do better, and I also have the steps in place to do better.
Very good.
So going forward, we will do better.
So I was working with you this week behind the scenes, and I think I dropped about 5 pounds trying to get squared back up. There's been a lot of things that just kind of get in the way. Life gets in the way, injuries get in the way, and you kind of just fall off. But anyway, down 5 for this week. So that's
awesome.
That's my accountability for you today, okay? All right, so to the point, to the show. We're talking about frequency. Operating at a higher level of frequency, at a higher level, leveling up. There's a lot of ways to talk about that and say that.
Right.
But ultimately, it is doing something that others probably are not doing, or at least not many are. and you're trying to develop yourself, your skills, your habits, your surroundings into something that is way better than what you've been operating at, or at least trying to improve it for the most part. So that's what we're going to talk about today. When you hear that, what do you think of? You operate, I think, at a pretty high frequency for the surroundings and people that you have to come into contact with. What do you think?
Well, to me, it's just about it's really a number of things. Like you said, it's thinking outside of the box. It's not falling into the mindset traps that our society has perpetuated, and just really taking the time to consider things from a different point of view, maybe enact some things in our lives that are outside of the norm. The norm really scares me. I don't want to be normal. Well, because
congratulations, sir, you are not.
Well, because what I mean when I say that is, the majority is not always right, and the majority is not always going in the right direction. And so when I think about operating at a higher frequency, I want to be able to rise above that to do better.
Right. I would say that that's maybe true more than it's not true about society and everything that's going on, and going with the majority versus not going with the majority. I would encourage you to take your own lane. Whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, just get out there and do it. Don't hold yourself back to parameters or limitations of others. That's for certain. So let's talk about some characteristics of somebody that's operating at a higher level.
All right.
All right. So when I think of that, I think of time usage. That's the big thing for me, time usage, because it's so important. You, sir, work a full-time job. You're a full-time pastor. You've got a family you have to take care of. There's a lot of medical things going on. Not to mention the extracurricular stuff you do, podcasts, YouTube. That is maximizing your time, right?
Right.
I mean, that's really putting it out there. I can say from my personal experience, I run 2 businesses. I also have a full-time job, and that's not because they're unsuccessful. It's because that's the speed at which I want to move. We do the podcast, we do the YouTube, we do visitation, we do church stuff, we got medical issues just like you do.
Doctor's appointments.
Things happening every single day.
All the time.
Nonstop. But that time is, I'm not going to say perfectly laid out, but it is there and compressed at that speed for a reason. We don't have time to waste. And I don't care if you've got a single job. I don't care if you got nothing going on per se. You still don't have time to waste. But when you can focus and get that stuff together and get it in order to where you can maximize your efficiency, I think that makes a big difference. You and I, we don't spend time with drama. We don't have any room for it.
No, and that's one thing that I learned a long time ago, is what matters most in life is not money. I can always make more money. Right? But I can't make more time. And so I want to maximize the time that I do have. I understand that I don't know how much time I have, but for the moment right now, I'm going to take what time that I have and structure it in such a way so that I'm accomplishing the things with my life that I want to accomplish. I'm spending time with my family. I'm providing for them. I am serving the Lord and serving my community, and getting the best sleep that I can get.
Right.
When I can get some. But it just, managing that time that we have is so very important to be able to function at a higher frequency like we're talking about.
That's right. We're not going to be involved in activities that do not produce. We're not going to be binge watching Netflix. You're not going to catch us doing that.
Right.
That's not within our wheelhouse. And not just time, but it's any resource. We use all of our resources as efficiently as possible. We use them to affect change where we want to affect change. And we are going to persevere through the hard times, right?
Right.
So a few things that I think will help you with the pushing towards a higher level. And we've, like I said, a lot of these things we covered in previous videos. Talking about your surroundings, the people you hang out with, the stuff that you do. But really, once you decide that you're going to commit to doing something at a higher level, that's the first thing. You got to commit. You got to be all in on it. It's not something that you want to short-term participate in. That's not going to work. If you jump into it and kind of flailing around for a little bit, you're going to end up right back in the same circle, same scenarios that you've always been in, and that's what we want to avoid. So, a couple of tips to get you at that higher level. First one is gratitude. That's a big one for me. We have gratitude at our prayer meeting every Sunday. And I have to say that is my favorite part of our prayer time, is talking about the things that we're thankful for versus focusing on the things that are bothering us.
Right.
And when you change that focus, it changes your whole demeanor and your whole attitude and your whole brainwave and how everything's going that way. The second one, generosity. If you're not involved in some kind of philanthropy, I highly recommend it. For me, it's a lot of that's at church, but it's also stuff in the community that we support and we love to help out with where applicable.
Well, and that giving mindset, a lot of times when you throw that word out there, automatically people go money.
Yeah.
And it's not just about money. Sometimes it is giving time.
Right.
Giving of your energy, of yourself. Or just giving a kind word, doing something to lift somebody else up so that they can keep going.
Right.
And not just about money.
Which brings me to my next one, investing in others. So investing in others that you're not secretly planning an agenda to gain something from, taking the time to put into somebody else that's working on something in life that's not, like I said, necessarily there to help you in some kind of financial or egotistical way or any other way. That's, to me, that's a sacrifice, and that's giving.
Well, and it's kind of like we talked about earlier about the norm, right? And here's the thing: when somebody is willing to give of themselves and help others and invest in others selflessly, well, that's not normal.
That's right.
Because most of society is looking for a way that they can get something out of you.
That's right.
But that's not the way that people who function at a higher level operate.
Absolutely. That's correct. Spirituality. If you're, for me, it's Christianity. I'm a Jesus lover, follower, and I think that's where it's at, but, to each their own. But I think that's an important part of changing where your dynamic goes. Next one is forgiveness. That's a big one. Forgiveness.
Yeah, because in this life, there's one thing that we're going to be assured of, and that is we're going to get hurt. Somebody's going to do you wrong. Somebody's going to cross you. Somebody's going to hurt you in some way. And unless you have that forgiveness mindset and the ability to not hold it against them, but to move on so that you can have the peace that you need and the strength that you need and the resourcefulness that you need to not dwell on those things, but to move on and accomplish greater. But not only that, we have to learn to forgive ourselves sometimes so that we don't get stuck in the situation that maybe we caused or that we found ourselves in because of an action that we took.
Right.
You've got to forgive yourself just like you would forgive someone else and move on so that you can get to that higher frequency.
That guilt and grief, they're a killer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, eat correctly. Remaining physically well. People think that you're just doing something to improve your physical side, maybe for aesthetics or so that you can run farther or lift more or whatever you're trying to do. But if you have a good diet and you're eating correctly, your brain works at a different level. It works more efficiently, it works properly because it's getting the appropriate nutrients, and you overall feel much better, have more clarity and vision to what you want to do. So don't dismiss eating correctly. And just so happens you know some health coaches here.
Yeah.
We can help you with that.
Well, there's a lot of science behind that, and there's a lot of things that I have seen that link depression and anxiety to inflammation and poor eating habits.
Right. Very good. Promote positivity. That's something that we certainly believe in. You won't find anything, I think, negative on any social platform from us. The positivity is imperative to me because the environment that we live in right now is thriving off of negativity. And that's all you see, it's all you hear, especially if you are a news consumer, which we try to stay away from that as much as possible. But being positive, surround yourself with others on that high frequency. Like I said, we've talked about this, we mentioned this 50 times already. You've got to be in the company of others that are going to push you forward and push you up. If you're not, it's probably not the right group for you. If you're trying to level up or if you're trying to change your frequency.
Right, and if you're making moves and you're making choices and you're doing things or trying to do things to better yourself and to make life better for yourself, and the people that are around you are not getting on board with that, or they can't be happy for you and support you in the decisions that you're making and the actions that you're taking, then probably you need to let them go.
Yeah.
Because a true friend is going to be one who's going to lift you up and encourage you and help you to get to your goals and where you want to be.
You're definitely going to leave some behind. There are some that do not want to change how they do anything. And more importantly, they want to make sure you don't change because they want you to remain where they are because that gives them comfort, and that's not going to work. So just expect that if you are truly leveling up and doing something spectacular, you're going to have some family fall off. You're going to have some friends fall off, or what you thought were friends. It's just the nature of the process of it. So don't be surprised by that. Finally, building good habits. Get into the routine of doing all the stuff that you need to do on a regular basis. That's good and positive, whatnot. Whether that's making your bed in the morning, which I think is important, keeping the house clean, sticking to your plans, whatever those are, and not falling off the wagon on whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's eating right, it doesn't matter if it's showing up and meeting people, it doesn't matter if you're working a social media platform. Stay consistent and build those habits, and that is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more.
Very good. Anything else you want to add to that? Kind of shuffle through it pretty quick.
I think you did a great job, sir.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right. Well, once again, if you guys are looking to operate on a higher frequency, consider some of these things we've mentioned today. Don't let anybody put you in a box or limit your actions. You can do whatever you put your mind to. And I know that Jerry and I would both be happy to support you. Reach out to us. Hit us on the email. We're on Twitter. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Like, subscribe. We would appreciate it very much. And if you're looking to get a little bit of help with mindset and being healthy, physically healthy, check us out at synergistic-strategies.com, and we would be happy to talk to you for a bit. You guys have a great Memorial weekend, and I think we'll have some videos and stuff for the next one to interject.
Yeah, and just want to say that we're thankful to all of those who have given their lives to give us the freedoms that we enjoy today, and we're thankful to the families of those who have lost loved ones for that same cause.
Right.
We want to say thank you.
Right. In a world that may be discounting that right now, it is very important to us, and we truly are appreciative of that. And something I also forgot to mention, if you're looking for a church home, Main Street Baptist Church, 401 North Main in Burnet, Texas. We would love to see you there. Come on by. Maybe score some free lunch out of it or something, all right? So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.